Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. It's your boy, Gresh.
I'm like mellow when I shoot, I don't miss. Yeah, they better check my stats, call me Chris. Yeah, I ain't fly, but I'm known to whip that trick. Real quick, dog, let me talk my ish. 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 Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Gresh. Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Gresh. Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Gresh. Yeah, I'm feeling if I could be serious for a minute, my Twitter is never timid. Ain't wrestling is for who? No chill, Mr. No Limit. I'm back on my grind, baby. I'm back in my bag lately. My mama ain't raising food. Pray for me, don't ever play me. Like Triple H in his prime, it's my time. You never could write me off. I make dollars on my dime. I've been a draw, a charisma that you can't ignore. Ain't nobody messing with my clique. That's the metaphor. I'm like mellow when I shoot, I don't miss. Yeah, they better check my stats, call me Chris. Yeah, I ain't fly, but I'm known to whip that trick. Real quick, dog, let me talk my ish. 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 Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Gresh. Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Gresh. Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed, call me Gresh. Yeah, I'm feeling unleashed. It's still eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Try to violate my peace, and I'm quick to hit delete. Got a V trigger coming for you, Twitter typing tough guys. Dealing with the real deal, now you better recognize. I'm tired of being humble, but they can't knock me out. Wreck everyone and leave, this what it's all about. I'm the man around here, yeah, I'm meant to prove it. They said it's ludicrous, I said they better move it. There's main event in my name, look how I'm getting these gains. I'm up, while they down, this ain't a game. It's just me, oos. Day one from the jump, but I'm still born a king. Top rope, took my bump, straight to the facts. I don't need a filler, a true cerebral assassin, and ain't nobody realer. It's
You.
You're.
We are both well rested this week.
Not till tomorrow.
Yeah, I got a semi-long trip tomorrow that I'm gonna be off the not off the grid, but offline for the most part.
You did
for like 3 days.
You did.
I'm gonna take my laptop because I don't like being on my phone like that when I'm on my when I'm chilling. But as far as like hard drives and all that stuff, I ain't editing shit. So,
as you shouldn't.
It's Thanksgiving week. I'll probably make a few phone calls as I'm on the way there, and then knock everything out. And then by the time I get there, I'll be straight. Oh, your camera glitched again.
Man, screw this camera, bro. I ain't worried about this doggone thing anymore. I'm gonna give up on that damn thing. Freaking hate that camera. I can't wait for Christmas so I can get my new one. Oh well.
Oh shit! I just give you this one. It's literally sitting there.
No,
the
bro, trust me.
The Lure Tech.
My girl got me, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm like, I thought you about to buy one. I'm about to say, bro, I literally have. I literally have two. I have one sitting right there, and I have one still in the pack that I bought a couple of months ago.
That man said I'm
like, I got you on camera.
I said I got the spare, god dang it. I got the spare in that mug. You feel me?
All you gotta do is just say, hey bro, do you got a camera? Here you go.
For sure.
And then shit, I already told you the other half of the studio set up, so whenever we do
No doubt.
You straight on that, so
pull up when we swerve and we drive. We've been swerving a lot more than driving.
All right, let's get the show started.
Let's do it, dog. Let's do it.
Oh yeah.
Let's go! When the club go around here, I'm a cactus. Bang, bang, gang, got an OU jack. When I'm in the ring, it's just me and my best friends. OC cutting no slack. Hollywood Miz, you can put me on the A-list. Gresh Unleashed, better put it on your playlist. Me and my fam be ballin' like the Bruce. Fight night, baby, hard hitting like Sheamus. Family first, yeah, it's bloodline business. Winning all the gold, look at how they witness. I was taught to be the greatest. 1,000 days I'm running, check out the book of Guinness. Coolin' with the baddies in the baddie section. Guarantee you they ain't jaded. Yellow, you baby face, I ain't feeling your gimmick. The fans think it's overrated. Brock Lesnar on the beast. Eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Whole new swag with a price on the tag. Coming live from the west to the east. Better recognize on the mouthpiece. See the power level gotta increase. Bringing content on a daily. Feeling like Gresh Unleashed.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary pals, baby mamas, baby daddies, and everybody in between. Welcome back to the Gresh Unleashed podcast. This is episode 98 of the show that brings you the good vibes to the best of our abilities. Joining you as always is the voice that does the most, the purveyor of mischief, Gresh, and joining me as always is my main man, my right-hand man, my partner in them, the voice of the Unleashed anthem himself, as well as the Prince of Botch, none other than Mr. Hi-Lite Real. What's good with your brother?
What's up, peoples? I know y'all miss me, man. I've been back. We back in this thing. The dynamic duo is back in full effect. You feel me?
For sure. You already know.
Hashtag free my ninja Ricky Starks. God dang it. Yeah, I see the trend going around, y'all. Shout out to all y'all out there with the hashtag. Yeah, I'm with y'all.
Do you want to? I guess do you want to start off with that? Because we got a lot to talk about today. For those of you who don't know, you want to start off with the Ricky Starks stuff to get
what the hell?
That's the miscellaneous stuff. To kind of, which was like our extra topic for people. Like for those of you who don't know already, we already here to squabble up. Talk about War Games this weekend. That's literally coming down. Yeah, CM Punk. We're going to be talking about him. We're going to be talking about, obviously, Ricky Starks. We're going to be talking about War Games, give our predictions and all that good stuff, as well as talking about the AEW Continental Classic. Were you a fan of last year's Continental Classic?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. So I don't know how I'm going to think about it this year.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it because I'm looking at the brackets. I'm like, ooh, we kind of, I ain't finna disrespect no talent, but it's like we kind of downgraded a little bit compared to last year. So it's kind of like, ooh. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about that, all that good stuff. Paul Heyman. It's gonna be it's a solid episode for you guys as we're on the road to 100. Literally 100 will also be the end of the year awards as well. It's gonna be a little shorter than last year. We're juggling categories and all that stuff, but it's definitely happening. That will be the last episode from us of the year. And we might do one more post show for shits and giggles, depending on what we choose. We may not do Survivor Series because we'll be doing that with Public Enemies. I'll be doing that with Public Enemies, but then we may do Deadline. I don't know, because then weren't we a fan of Deadline last year?
Yeah, Deadline is always cool. I like Deadline.
So yeah, we can. It's on a Saturday, so we can just knock that one. That's 1 week from this Saturday, so literally the next week, and then that's it. End of the year
we ain't doing World's End. Sorry, y'all. We ain't doing that.
We never do it. Like I think we don't even count those matches in the category when you think about it. In the awards, we never count those because it's like, especially last year, because last year was ass. So.
Yeah, man, dang, that's a shame. That's a shame. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, strap up your seatbelts.
The man said, "What happened to 9:45? Y'all banned on CP time in favor of military time." We had to make up for last week because we literally started like 40 minutes late. So we have to make up for last week. We want to get y'all in here early, so that way, so we got here early this time. So we want to make up for those 40 minutes that we had y'all waiting in the chat. It was literally like 400 people just waiting on us. It was like, so
where y'all at?
Is the show gonna start? Like, nah. Life happens. We're real rested and on one accord this week. But hey. Yeah, we might as well chop it up with the fan right quick and talk about Ricky Starks. Like, what's your thoughts on this in general? Because man, popped up in GCW.
Okay.
He had the promo where he was basically, I guess he was like, I'm finna lock in, basically. They announced a match with Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder for you old school WWE fans. And just today, they pulled Ricky Starks from all GCW events. And so I'm gonna pull up the tweet because I want to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Sean Ross Sapp from Fightful. He said this. He tweeted this out literally an hour ago. He said GCW sources tell Fightful Select that Ricky Starks has been pulled from all of his upcoming planned GCW appearances by AEW. He went on to continue in a follow-up tweet. We're told that AEW had taken exception to GCW talent Effie bringing up Shad Khan on a recent podcast in regards to AEW running Hammerstein Ballroom and Shad effectively paying Tony Khan to stay away. After that, AEW was not interested in having Ricky Starks work GCW. AEW also says that Ricky Starks is able to take other independent dates from other companies. So you already know how social media reacted because they initially reacted to the first tweet. But if you actually listen to the follow-up tweet, they don't want him to work GCW because Effie couldn't shut the fuck up. Basically, that's basically what I'm comprehending from
now
this response to everything. Some people will assume that it's because of Ricky's comments on the Chris Van Vliet show. I still haven't gotten around to watching that particular podcast. I was asleep for most of the day because I was just exhausted today. But I'm well rested now, so I'm gonna definitely check it out. Probably on the road when I'm on the road to kick it with my brother. But what are your thoughts on? Like, did you watch the interview?
No, I was typically when it comes to CVV's interviews, I usually more listen to them than watch them.
Listen, yeah.
And I have it in rotation, so it likely will be tomorrow when I actually listen to it in full. Haven't seen any clips or anything like that. I purposely wanted to, wait and listen. But what I will ask is, now, who the heck is Effie?
You don't know who He is a mainstay in GCW. Do you remember when Jon Moxley was last there and his opponent was listeners' discretion for those who don't want to be grossed out. Jon Moxley had him in, the little chokehold he used to do.
Right.
And Effie stuck his hand down his pants and basically insinuated that he was getting hard to getting choked out. For further context, Effie's gay, so it's a part of his character. So it is what it is. But then Mox caught wind of it, turned around and kissed him. So it was a whole trend on social media. Like it's a lot to explain who Effie is. If you know who Effie is, they are out of pocket individual. But also they talk crazy. So you never know what you're gonna get from Effie, at least from the clips and the interactions that I've seen from Effie on social media. But apparently Tony felt petty. He was like, you know what? You want to talk shit about my daddy? I'm pulling one of your hottest trends from the show right now. But here's the double-edged sword on that. Tony pulling him from the show, you might want to book this man now because it's looking like you fucking with this man's pockets. Like, I know some people don't really rock with Ricky Starks, and that's perfectly fine. Wrestling is subjective. But you got to look at it from a human being point of view. It's like, bro, you're treating this man like a toy. You got to, if you're going to pull him from this show, at least make sure he's secured on the bag with these other shows. Because he was supposed to work GCW, and that when they went to Hammerstein in January, he's supposed to work Matt Cardona. All that's done. So it's like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, maybe I'm not reading this properly, but how do you feel about this?
I mean, from the sounds of the details, it definitely sounds like, for sure, like, Tony, you got a couple of options here. You either need to let this man free, let him walk, go to WWE, which you're probably not going to do because your pride won't let you do that. Because you know good and well, as soon as he get there, you're going to be a much bigger star there than he ever was in AEW. He knows this. But it's like you either let the man go on, bite the bullet, because it's going to happen regardless. So let him go on, just set him free, give him the keys, let him go on off the WWE. Maybe work out something where he on like a little 30-day, clause or something, or whatever. But give him his keys, let him walk. Or
and that's
book him.
Or book him, literally. It's like, there's two things. It's like, book him. Hell, you got 3 shows. Book him for Rampage. Just book the man. He clearly wants to wrestle. Just book the man for Rampage and call it a day. Because at this point, I ain't gonna hold you. I am tired of the same conversation every time this man comes up. It's like, bro, he does not want to be there
at all. And he ain't the only one, because as of late, you got a lot of people on your roster right now that look like they don't want to be there. Britt, talking to you, Britt. What's up? Yeah, Miss Nobody Cares. No Pyro.
You saw that? You saw that confrontation with
yeah.
What was her? Serena D.
Serena D. Oh yeah.
She was like, yeah, nobody cares. I'm like, yeah, nice way to tell me to not give a fuck about your product.
yeah. Cause clearly she don't. And I'm like, yeah. So that's, you got her. You got Ricky. Shoot, the way you're booking Jamie lately is as of late. It won't be long before she's probably one of them too.
They're doing something with her and Julia. I can give them that type of leeway. They're doing something.
But why? Why Julia? Why Jamie? Why the 2 of them?
In the words of the great one, because. Because I don't know, man. I'm just here for the vibes at this point.
I know, brother. I'm just saying because it's cool.
It's cool, but it's like if you want stuff to make sense, you gotta be like, okay.
Yeah, like what's the history? Why is she targeting? Like we need answers here, and then also it's like why is it that? I mean, it seems like we kind of know the outcome of how this feud's gonna go, so it don't look like it's doing Jamie Hayward any favors.
And that's what Jamie said. She was like, I've never had an issue with her. I've never even wrestled her. So she's like, I don't even know why she keep interrupting me. So I think that's what's intriguing, because the promo packages are great editing wise and production wise to reintroduce her.
Yeah.
But also it's like I'm waiting for them to give me a reason to care. So that's the reason why I'm not really dismissing it as much. But yeah, that Ricky Stark stuff is like, at this point, just let their brother go.
Yeah, man. Just bro, give him his freedom already. Cause like, dude, it's getting more and more sad, bro. And I'm like, dog, come on. Stop messing with people's bags, bro. You can't do that.
Yeah, and the last thing I'll say about that is like, when it comes to people with the whole calling out people with the fake outrage and stuff, because there are some people who are performative with their outrage.
Mm-hmm.
My thing to y'all, for those who calling it out, shut the fuck up too, because y'all are performative with y'all outrage too, because y'all mad at the people who are outraged. It's like, I'm a master of ignoring it. Just ignore it. It's easy.
True. I mean, goes a mile away. You feel me?
Like, just let that shit go. David Lawson on Twitter said, if TNA had the money to pick up the disgruntled AEW stars, that roster would be insane. Yeah.
Well, they're gonna get pretty close, because TNA is getting back on the uprise. It may be a while, but they've been selling out, to what I've been understanding, and you give them a little time, they pretty soon gonna have that money to do that stuff, and you just never know if somebody can freaking get Anthem off of their freaking hands, somebody got to kill the owl, bro. Somebody got to kill the owl. That owl's got to die. It's got to die. Okay? That Anthem owl has to die. So we need a big-time, big-pocket investor. This is where Master P would have been so great. We need an investor to come up and finesse that, get that contract, get that deal, get them on a real network, and watch TNA just... You see? You feel me? But time will tell. We'll see.
Speaking of owls, Drake's about to kill the owl himself with all these lawsuits.
Perfect transition. Yet another owl that is dying. Man, these owls are getting extinct, I guess, lately. Because, man, I'm telling you. Wow.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, nigga, yeah, not see. My guy, come on now, Aubrey, come on. Why are you, dog? This just ain't been your year, homie. Why are you trying to sue labels now? This what we doing?
The label he signed to.
This what we doing? You suing labels that you signed to over a song. Dog, come on, man. Defamation of character. Yeah, right. Man, listen. You know how many rappers from famous, infamous hip-hop beefs have never done that? If they, you ain't see Ja Rule out here saying defamation of character when 50 was giving him the business. All right? My boys just kept fighting and then doing what he could do with what he could. Well, that was also because 50 had help from the legal system. But, that's beside the point. That's beside the point.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I'm just saying.
Imagine if Biggie sued Tupac.
Exactly. Like, what if Nas and Jay-Z? Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many infamous beefs out there, T.I. T.I. and Shawty Lo or Jeezy and freaking Gucci Mane. I mean, bro.
Man, you taking it to the South now. South. Like, we ain't talking about the East. We talking about South beef up in this bitch. Like wasn't it a recent beef from Atlanta?
Maybe something with Migos. Because I think they were.
I know it was definitely a Migos split.
Yeah. It was something with them.
Because of Sweetie.
Oh, should have known that one. Oh Lord,
because wasn't it somebody slept with Sweetie as revenge? So it was something. I'm paraphrasing, like I'm not doing verbatim, but yeah,
that does not surprise me, bro. It does not. But hey, to each his own with the rappers. You feel me? The
I think
point
Drake
is,
needs to see a therapist. BetterHelp could really help that man at that moment.
Too bad BetterHelp ain't sponsoring us, because that would have been a perfect little transition for a nice little ad right about now, because you are right,
2025,
sir.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Let's get it.
A whole bunch of y'all need to sponsor us. Shit.
I'm just saying. Come on down.
We got smooth transitions for days.
Come on down to GRESH UNLEASHED. Let's show you a thing or two. You know what I'm saying? Come get the bag.
But what you about to say about you?
It's just Mr. Degrassi shot Jimmy in the wheelchair, yet acting like he Anita Max win. What the freak kind of alter ego that is, I'll never understand, my brother. Listen, you trying to link up with streamers and you want to talk trash through streams. Now you want to talk trash and try to sue these labels. Like, bro, when are you going to understand that it's kind of over, my ninja? You know what I mean? Like, take your L. Go back to, what can you tell you? Just keep making me dance, waving my hands. Ain't won't be no threat. There you go. Just go back. Super Saiyan glow. Oh my goodness.
I like how he tried to say that nobody was listening to that song. And I'm like, brother, I was listening to Family Matters and that song. What are we lying for?
Family Matters, that song. Yeah, because like I said, he was killing with Family Matters, and then he just.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not finna act like the beef was one sided, but at the same time, it's like you lost. It's okay.
Yeah, and it's all right. You know what? The irony of the Heart Part 6 being the fact that it was not acknowledged to where Kendrick was like the Heart Part 6, the real Heart Part 6. I was like, damn. And it slid 10 times better because I was like, yo, this shit right. I was like, bro, what a genius album. You know, Kendrick, shout out to you, brother. Like, it may not be your artistic one like you get with your Dangs or your Pimple Butterflies, you could Kid Mad Cities, but see, this one was for the West. And I like the culture behind it, the style behind it, the musicality behind it in terms of just straight up bangers. Like, that whole album's a gym playlist, bro.
Oh, most of it's in my playlist.
Me too. Like,
I put it.
I can't wait to ways. You know what I'm saying?
Like, the first song on my gym playlist literally is Squabble Up.
Squabble Up. Squabble Up. Squabble Up.
So it's like the first song you hear, like, because I go to the gym first thing in the morning. So while everybody's asleep, I'll be locked in already. So the first thing I hear is he's like, I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. So that's the first thing I hear. So it's like, okay, as soon as I get hyped, I'll be like, cat. Woke up looking for the broccoli. I'm like, I don't eat broccoli first thing in the morning. I do that more so around lunch. But I see what you're saying. I understand the metaphor.
Broccoli. You know?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about. I don't call it broccoli, so yeah, but I call it za. But I understand the metaphor. I understand the metaphor. Woke up looking for the za.
Yeah, no. Shout out to him, man. Here's the funny thing, man. A lot of people aren't gonna realize this, but in 2024, we got an album from both Kendrick and J. Cole within this year. The only unfortunate thing for Cole is that fell in the middle of the beef between these two. You know, so I encourage anybody that doesn't remember J. Cole's album might delete this later. You might want to go back and just kind of give that a listen because I'm gonna give that a listen behind this album. But shout out to the two.
Or if you can find it, is it uploaded?
No, it's still up there. He just deleted the diss track that was intended for Kendrick when he apologized and did what some people didn't like. But I understood why he did it. You know, if you know J. Cole, you understand why he did that. But shout out to DJ because DJ, you know. But it's like, I'm just like, yo, it's crazy. Come on now. Hey man, we ain't gonna let that go from you, Aubrey. You real deal.
You messed that up now. Like, that's gonna be jokes for days. Like, at least you didn't sue. Like, goddamn.
Suing labels, bro. Like, that's how you know you desperate, my guy. Like, hey, bro, just let's see what happens. You know, he ain't
turned into a real life white Uncle Ruckus.
Ain't no music sense.
He's like, nah, hold on there, player. You not finna disrespect me with this. Not like us. Now we're gonna take your ass to court. You going to court? Yeah.
With the Uncle Ruckus, bro.
We are going to court. You are going to court. Like, not like us calling me a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I like a pair of flyers, but I'm not a pedophile.
Hey, you know hey, listen. Drizzy, you might want to do better, bro.
He might want to go get him some broccoli.
Yeah, and stay away from the fans. You know.
I guess we might as well stick with Kendrick and what's up with him and Wayne? What's up with his beef with Wayne?
You know what, brother? That is a really good question. I just love how someone will play victim and then turn around off something they started, and it's like, dog, you literally opened up on a whole tour telling people that you felt like that should have been you. Yeah, like, how you gonna sit there and you know, well, what did I do? Nah, man, don't wake up the beast, man. I don't want to do this. I'm like, Wayne, respectfully, brother, you have not been that beast in quite some time, my friend. I don't doubt that it ain't. You know, I don't doubt that Gene still got it. They say the drugs probably done got you over the years. That's what they say. I don't know, but I think because there's flashes of sometimes when that classic Wayne does pop out a little bit. I've heard a few songs where I was like, oh, that was classic Wayne a little bit. But my God, do you really want that smoke? I'm intrigued because if it does get and escalate to that level, I would love to see it. But I feel like this is one of those situations where it probably gets squashed within a matter of like a few weeks. You know, we'll probably see Wayne at the Super Bowl as a guest appearance for Kendrick's set. All's gravy.
Put it this way: if it happens, cool. If it doesn't happen, can't nobody blame nobody but Wayne. And my rebuttal is always this: it's like, what was this outrage when Beyonce took the Super Bowl in New Orleans?
Good point.
Because Wayne was definitely still popping back then.
He was actually more popping back then too. You're right. Ooh.
So.
Yeah, this isn't their first time in New Orleans, so you're right.
This is just performative at this point.
You know, yeah. Good point, brother. Huh. Yeah, what was this outrage for Atlanta too? Because at least y'all niggas ain't get room 5. And I like Maroon 5. I do. I rocks with them. But really,
I like one song, and I don't even remember the name of the title. That's how little I like Maroon 5. But I know if I hear it, I'm gonna bob my head.
I feel like it makes me wonder. It probably makes me.
It probably is. Knowing me.
But nah, man. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like, hey, bro, listen. Kendrick had a hell of a year. Why wouldn't they book him? Wayne. Bro, when's the last time? Last time I remember you, bro, you've been on Undisputed with Skip Bayless, which is no longer around these days. But still, I'm just saying, Wayne. I know you do some features. I know you probably put out some singles, mixtapes, and stuff like that. But my guy, if this was 2007, 2013. 2011, 2010, 9, 8, pick a year, any year, you would have a case, my friend. But in 2024, yeah, you kind of just one of them OGs, bro. You one of them OGs now. But hey, dude, to each his own. Hopefully, y'all can settle that and handle that and figure that out. What say you, Gresh?
And then what cracks me up is like when you actually listen to the lyric, he didn't even diss Wayne. He literally just said, "Apparently, my hard work disappointed Wayne."
Mm-hmm. It was no different than J. Cole when it came to Nas when he did the song "Let Nas Down." It was just a letter to the heroes. That's it.
He's like, damn. He's like, I didn't realize my hard work would cause this much outrage, but oh well, fuck it, we ball. That's literally what he like ball up top.
And it's so funny.
This entire album, the theme of this album was literally "fuck you, ball up top, fuck you."
Yeah. Especially because when he's like Kendrick coming for everybody at this point now, because he's like, yo, only person that congratulated me for getting in the Super Bowl was Nas. Bruh, that's his way of saying. You got a lot of people from the camps like TDE and all them talking about some. Yeah, he's a dangerous man right now. Watch out, because he's turning into the person we knew he was going to be at 16. I'm like, uh-oh. In other words, y'all saying he just leveled up beyond the level of a Super Saiyan. He's ascended.
Yeah, he's done. He's done playing around. Like he's not holding back. He is whatever dot drops going forward is coming for everybody's neck.
Yeah, buddy. 2025, this is going to carry over, and it's going to be a very interesting year.
And hopefully nobody else sues.
Yeah. Shout out to the Drake Karen memes on that note.
He was a bitch.
Speaking of that, brother, I gotta ask you, when it comes to the women's division of AEW, brother.
Uh-oh.
I've been waiting a couple weeks to talk about this for a minute because I've been really, really trying to figure something out here, and I'm sitting here like, In NXT, we got pretty much the majority of the women being featured on the doggone show, and they are murdering it right now.
Mm-hmm.
In WWE, looks like they're finally actually addressing their mid-card picture. And they're starting to address, you know what? It's about time that the women that don't have anything to fight for on the main title, you know, the ones that don't get a shot at the main event title, let's give them a title to fight for in the mid-card realm. Stuff like that. Awesome. Cool. Deep on the main roster, even deeper in NXT. Meanwhile, in TNA, I think, will be alright soon with some of the releases that happened in WWE about a month ago. So, like, I feel like they're going to get some boosts to their women's division pretty soon. But they do still have the Jordan Graces, and they still have the Masha Slamoviches and things of that nature, the Tasha Steeleses, and so many more names. So they're going to boost her up some more. But AEW technically has the second best, and some may even say the first best women's division on the planet. It depends on who you ask. But Gresh, I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. How do you fix this division right now? Because I heard last week what y'all said about Miss Camille. Let me tell you something. As a person that has met Camille and talked to Camille personally, gotten to know Camille, she is a phenomenal woman. She is a dope person. I root for her ever since I had her on the show. And all I can say is, when she became a free agent from the NWA days, I kept saying, where do I want to see her more? And I said, well, if she goes to WWE, that's going to be very interesting because you got Rhea Ripley, you got Bianca Belair, you got Nia Jax. You got a lot of powerhouses over there. She can mix it up with a lot of powerhouses, but is she going to stand out? Because, and then when Jade had gotten there too, I was like, that's another one. So it's like, dude, only so many powerhouses go around. Raquel, you know, you got a lot of big, you know, women over there. So it's like, how would you stand out? Like, yeah, you can mix it up with them, but also how would you stand out knowing that there are also pretty much a lot of big, giant women over there too? AEW, on the other hand, it was like, well, there's Christat. There used to be Jade, but they lost that. So it's basically just Christat, Willow, and who am I missing? That's a powerhouse for real over there.
Piper
Niven?
Oh, you talking about AEW?
For AEW.
Okay, I heard Jade, and I was like, "Are we talking about WWE now?"
When she was, when she was with AEW, they had her until they fumbled
Jade,
her.
my brain immediately went to WWE.
Yeah,
but
AEW, of course.
I think that's it.
Yeah, just Christat and Willow, right?
Christat, Willow. Can you count Taya Valkyrie? They're
not really. She's more like
strong themselves. Nyla.
Yeah, Nyla. Yeah, Nyla's is one that they classify as a powerhouse. I like to call Taya more of like a brawler / wrestler.
Okay, the reason I say it because I've been seeing her. I've seen her ragdoll a couple of women, so that's why I like.
She do, because some of them she'll be a little bigger than, so she can. She's one I like to say has many styles. Like if she has to play the powerhouse role, she can, depending on her opponent, right? But for someone like Camille, Christat, and all of that, it's like that's a different elite class level. Like, you know what I'm saying? So. Yeah, I was hyped, and all I can really just say is in general, I heard what y'all said, and that it kind of low key pissed me off. Not because of y'all were telling the truth. It was pissing me off because of how she's getting Vince McMahon by a man who claims he's the alternative to Vince McMahon, but you book a woman the way Vince McMahon would have booked this said woman. How are you, Tony Khan, supposed to be the alternative, but you're booking a woman who is the longest reigning NWA Women's Champion, and she comes here as a big deal for all of a few weeks, and you have buried and chopped her freaking down, and like y'all said last week, made the woman look like a whole cartoon Looney Tunes special. Dog, what the freak? Like, man, listen, I don't get this. And I'm like, I'd expect that from Vincent Kennedy McMahon. But you, Tony, really? That's how you treat this woman? If she was in WWE right now, you would not see this one bit under Triple H's watch. That man would have protected her at least until, well, I don't know, because he could have had some of those big women put her over. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe Bianca would have put her over. Maybe Rhea would have put her over. Maybe Piper would have put her over. You know, there's a few that would have probably put her over. Who knows? You know? But they wouldn't have had her looking like that. I know that. So, I say all of this to say, it wasn't just to be a big rant about Camille. I'm saying this back to my point of, how do you fix this doggone division? Because Deonna Purrazzo is stuck in a tag team / faction / whatever that is with Taya Valkyrie.
Both of them. Weren't they supposed to be a faction? Wasn't there supposed to be more of them? Or did he just forgive
I don't know. I think they're just a tag team. I mean, I see the character. You know, they're like these
clips in the beginning. They was like, okay, they're going to be more of them. Like, okay, so it's going to be Deonna.
Uh-huh.
I was about to call her WWE name. Taya.
Uh-huh.
And maybe 2 other people, to like a women faction, to possibly go after the TBS or the AEW Women's Championship, because they could have easily. I feel like if they wanted to, they could have easily turned them face, and that could have been Mariah May's opposition for a bit.
Yeah,
but no, they're just a tag team stuck on Rampage and Ring of Honor.
Collision.
Are they on
Collision?
Oh, Collision.
Yeah, it's like they're stuck to that purgatory of Collision and Rampage. And see, I'm looking at these women, and I'm like, okay, they're stuck there, but Deonna Purrazzo, you know, straight up in TNA was like a locker room leader and was like that chick. How the hell she comes? Yeah, she comes over here. She was
basically Jordan Grace.
Exactly.
She was in Jordan Grace's position.
Exactly.
And I feel like if she was still in TNA, Deonna would have probably rekindled, would have been cooking with Jordan in NXT.
Exactly, bro. So, well, maybe. She refuses to go back to WWE for some reason.
She don't fuck with them. Never mind. I like
yeah. So, but you see what I'm saying? So, like, going down the list here, Thunder Rosa also kind of stuck in purgatory over in Collision.
Where is she? Is she injured, or is she just
no? Because she just wrestled.
I'm not.
Apparently, she's been beat.
I don't watch Collision.
I see the clips, and apparently she's been beating Harley Cameron left to where Harley Cameron's pretending to be a female hologram just to wrestle Thunder Rosa. Yes. Harley Cameron, by the way, is hilarious. I didn't realize she's like their Chelsea Green right now because she is hilarious, but she can actually really go. And what's wild is you wouldn't know this because we don't see her on Dynamite. You don't see none of these women, right? Jamie Hayter comes back. You ain't put her in the main title picture. You got her in these side quests. Penelope Ford, who also has improved, is here, has been around for a while. Since the day one AEW days, not featured in that, right? It's just really wild, you know. Britt Baker clearly just don't care no more. We already talked about that. Everything's stripped from her, from being Tony Khan's favorite, Pyro, all of that. Don't have your faction no more. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing but your little DMD, and that's even weak when it comes to the chance. So, bro,
like, to the point where I'm starting to assume that they piping that shit in.
Exactly. Nyla Rose is non-existent from the day of when you freaking booked her. Okay.
Nyla Rose is everybody's first challenger. Nyla Rose is the Dolph Ziggler of the women's division.
Yeah, exactly. And
whenever a new champion will win the title, Dolph Ziggler will be their first challenger.
Exactly. Sheeta pops in and pops out when she decides to. It's like when she pops in, it's like, oh, welcome back, Sheeta. Kind of forgot you were here. Tony Storm's retired, right? What the freak? It's like, what are you doing, Tony? What are you doing with your women, bro?
The talent is there. They just don't. They don't have dedicated time to where, or they don't have the equal dedicated time. And then when you, and that's my thing. The reason why I don't. A lot of people ask me all the time why we barely cover AEW like we used to. Mm-hmm. Same with NXT. It's because when you're constructive with your criticism, it's one of two things. You either get roped into being a hater, mm-hmm. or if you praise something, you're roped into being a dick rider. Mm-hmm. And you know what? As a fan, as a grown ass man, instead of me going back and forth with y'all, I remove myself from the situation because there's mm-hmm. far more important things to talk about. That's the reason why we barely talk about that shit. And the reason why I say that is because I've been saying this for a while. The women needs consistent booking. Mm-hmm. They need dedicated time, more than just 1 to 2 segments. They need to be sprinkled across the show. They need to be bleeding into the male storylines. That's the reason why I'm rocking with Mox and the Death Riders, is because he got Marina Shafir in there. And then we're possibly going to get a Willow Nightingale versus Marina Shafir feud. So mm-hmm. it's like they're heading in the right direction if mm-hmm. that is the direction that they're going, but they just have to be consistent with it. I feel like I need to make that a shirt. Consistent booking goes a long way.
Book it. That's what you literally put on the back. Book it.
Book it. Book it. Because it's like, I feel like that's my argument on everything. And I feel like a lot of people notice it too, especially from the podcast that I listen to during my free time. And they're mm-hmm. all saying the same thing. They're like, bro, you're not giving us a reason to give a shit.
At all. Man.
Yes. The AEW has a stacked women's division. You got Mercedes at the top. You got Mariah May at the top. You got Toni Storm, whatever, if she do come back towards the top. You have Jamie Hayter once you decide to finally lock the fuck in with her. You have mm-hmm. Willow. You have Chris Stack, Chris Stack versus Mercedes was great this past weekend. You have the talent.
Julia Hart's coming back.
Hart is coming back, and she was arguably one of the most over talents in AEW before she got injured. Arguably, she was the most popular of House of Black.
She still is, actually, because it sounds like she's still getting a lot of good reception from people. So there's still something there with her. It's just, what are they gonna do when? How are they gonna handle her the moment she gets back? You see what I'm saying? Because it's like every woman that seems to return, every time a woman returns, I'm hyped thinking like, okay, cool. The division's getting more and more stacked. Now that main event picture should be kind of... The women right now should be looking exactly like how that chaotic ending to Full Gear was, where it was like, oh, look, it's Hangman. Oh, look, it's Christian. Oh, look, it's Jay White. Oh, look. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all...
Darby being stupid.
Exactly. You got all these contenders trying to vie for that one thing, while it's also kind of clashing with the Death Riders, but they have the championship, so it makes sense. So, all in all, the women on paper should be doing some of the same thing. Mariah May should be looking over her shoulder right now.
They need compelling stories with Mariah May. Like, with all due respect to Mina Shirakawa, love her. Mm-hmm. She's entertaining as hell. And all due respect to Anna Jay and all these people, these are not top stories that are compelling based off of her winning with Toni Storm, based off of how they're booking these people. Like, you literally have Mariah out here feeling lesser than the TBS champion right now. And the TBS championship is technically supposed to be the secondary TV title.
Nah, I agree, bro, because the care level has dropped tremendously since it was like the interest was there when she beat Toni Storm. And after that, it's just going... Because I forget she's champion half the time. And I'm like, oh, wow, you're still champion. And Anna Jay's getting a lot better. Props to her, man. I just wish... I'm glad they're starting to feature her. They just need to do better with the storytelling a little bit. But I'm glad she's getting featured.
And that's another talent. When I say consistent. If she's a heel, stick to it. If she's a babyface, stick to it. There was literally a month or 3 months period where they was flip-flopping with Anna Jay to the point where I just gave up. I say,
right.
Y'all got it. I like, y'all got it.
You right, because they had her going heelish again. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, they got to figure this out with some of these women, bro. All of them, because it's like you said, the talent's there. I want to root for these women. I know they can kill it. I see what they're doing. I see some of them doing different, unique things, trying to stand out. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Harley Cameron is like their Chelsea Green. She can be their she can be their Chelsea Green easily, but they're not showcasing this stuff, and it's just like, dude, I'm so turned off from AEW that is. Shout out to my boy Rick, Playboy Rick. I swear to God, he was not lying when he calls this company WCW Light. I promise to God, this is what it's looking like right now.
Listen, and it's like when you try to call out the bad, like I said, you get called a hater or you get roped into these people, because there are people out there who literally just live and breathe just hating on AEW. Mm-hmm. Just like there's people out there who live and breathe hate on WWE no matter what they do. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, like Cam, the fuck you mean said did the same thing with Chris. Like, where the hell is Stokely? Like, what the hell are they doing with Stokely? Like, that partnership shouldn't have been broke up because they was actually entertaining together. If Chris is gonna turn babyface, you should just turn Stokely babyface. He can be an entertaining babyface.
Exactly, dude. Like, why are we doing this to talents? Like, the whole
they teased him in Private Party, but now that Private Party to the champs, they just dropped the angle.
See. And it's like you kill the whole point of why it's like, yeah, we get it. You're the alternative. We get it. You're going to have good professional wrestling. But as I told you, Jess, remember I said this, that good professional wrestling is only going to get you so far, my guy. If people don't care, you can put on all the 5-star classics you want. It don't matter if a story ain't there to carry it. It don't matter if you gonna be inconsistent with the fools that you booking. And MJF is like the only nigga that's. I was sitting here thinking this today, bro, and I said, hey, who are their top guys right now? Legit. Who are they? Is it? Is it really right now? I mean, Swerve don't feel like a top guy right now.
He's their top guy. Just like I'm saying.
No, I mean I know it, but he don't feel like it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of these people.
Because think about it. Like when I was listening to JD and them low key, I was listening to how they were talking about. Like it made me think about that because like both since the feud with him and Hangman, both of them have went from being here to just
they're both losing like crazy. They're both losing like crazy. But basically, to wrap up your main question, when it comes to the women, just consistently book them to the point where everybody gives a shit.
Facts,
please. And I will say this until I'm blue to the face, until I don't care anymore, and then we move on. But I'm glad you brought up Swerve and Hangman. Did you peep Full Gear?
I did, bro. I did. Loved it.
You loved it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, I loved it. I guess when I say I loved it,
good.
Yeah, like when I say I loved it, there were things about it that I loved, but it could have been, we've seen better. But at the same time, like, I don't know, dog. I'm gonna let you go first. Cause I've been talking. I want to hear your thoughts on like what stood out to you and what was just.
Full Gear. What stood out to me, honestly, my top matches were obviously Mercedes Willow. Not Willow, Mercedes Chris. I'm sorry, I'll keep thinking about Willow because she was in the actual main event. But Mercedes Chris was one of my top matches. Swerve and Bobby was better than I expected because I always go into I was going to these shows with low expectations. As well as it was one more match that I enjoyed. Let me look at my pictures right quick because I think I took pictures of I actually downloaded pictures of the matches that I care for, so that I could, as a reminder.
Ospreay and Fletcher.
Now that's one match I was like, I didn't really care for the build as much, but they knocked it out of the park in my opinion. I feel like Kyle Fletcher, depending on how Tony goes with the booking wise, I feel like Kyle Fletcher is a made man.
Oh yeah.
Off of this performance alone. like Dennis said, like we all, I feel like it's a general consensus at this point. Full Gear had its moments, but they've had better pay-per-views. But Tony, it's time for me to criticize your pay-per-views again. I need y'all to work on these pacing. Y'all need to work on this pacing. And I'm not trying to hop on the back like dead ass. You go from banger match, and then you wondering why the crowd is exhausted halfway through the show. Because by the time we got to, I believe it was after Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, the crowd was freaking exhausted for Daniel Garcia and Jack Perry. They were tired. And it's like, I know it's cool to criticize WWE with their promo packages sprinkled throughout their pay-per-views, but they're doing that by design. They want to make sure the crowd can actually breathe after a crazy match. If the match is crazy. Case in point, we went to Bad Blood. Hell in a Cell was beyond crazy.
Yeah.
And they went immediately to a promo package. We had a gap.
Yep. We sure did.
AEW, they went from match to match. Maybe one match that had a promo package, which was the Mercedes and Chris match. Match. Another tiny little promo package. Match. The Mina and Mariah segment. Match.
Not quite a match. It was more of a brawl.
It was a brawl, but I'm talking about like that was a semi-break. Match. It's like you're not letting people breathe into. That's the reason why I feel like a lot of people were exhausted from a pacing point of view. From overall point of view, a lot of these matches could have been on Dynamite or Collision.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hold you. MJF versus Roddy, wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, nah, I didn't rock with that either, but I haven't been rocking with anything from MJF as of late. So I mean,
I'm over the entire story. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I'm over him. I'm just like, bro, you don't do it for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, bro, you were flavor of the month like all of 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, he definitely hasn't involved. The only thing that is involved is his insane tan. Went from dirty to patchy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, yeah, I want to agree with you on most of those matches because those were pretty much the ones that carried it. You know, Chris Statton, Mercedes.
Like if they would have
Ricochet and Takeshita did not do
even that match was kind of boring.
Yeah, that did not do it for me, bro. And Ricochet,
and it wasn't Takeshita's fault.
It wasn't. And you know what, Ricochet? I'm just dog. You really should have stayed in WWE, my guy. I'm not gonna hold you. You should. You were better off being there right now. Hell, you could have went to TNA. X Division King. Probably could have even been TNA World Champion. I'm sure they would have loved to have had you. Get the bag, my ninja. I get it, because TNA probably just didn't have the bag to get you. But at least there.
And they go back named Prince Puma.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. At least there, he would have flourished a little better. You know, X Division. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's things he could have got away with there. But here, in this instance, it's just like, bro, the main thing people wanted to see was prematurely given to us. You and Ospreay already wrestled. Every other person that's a clone of you is a younger version.
When you think about it, wasn't that the selling point? Him versus Ospreay?
Yeah.
And then they did not follow up with nothing else.
Nothing else. And poof. So it's like, bro, again, you're just collecting paychecks at this point. Like, you lost again.
I just thought about that. Damn, that's some real shit,
bruh. I'm like, yo, Ricochet. Why didn't you just...
I feel like Ricochet would have worked if he was there from day one.
Mm-hmm.
If he was there in 2019, from 2019 to 2022, when AEW was like peak at the top, at like peak entertaining, he would have. I feel like he would have a lot more to do with, because now AEW is full of people who does everything he does.
Pretty much,
if not faster and better, and that's with all due respect.
Pretty much, because it's like now he's just more concerned about his health. So it's like he's like, oh yeah,
you're obviously going to slow down. You're obviously going to slow down if you're concerned about your health. You're going to slow down.
Yeah, because he was saying like there's things that he can do. Because he was like, it was an interview. I want to say it was Chris Van Vliet, if I'm not mistaken.
It might, if not Chris Van Vliet, it was Talkers Jericho. One of the two.
It might have been both, because it was one where I think it was Chris Van Vliet, because he was talking about like, yeah, you know, he was trolling some of the fans like, oh, there's things I could do, and people think I can't do them anymore. Like, I can very much do them, but if I do too much of it, it was something where he was basically like saying he's protecting himself, but also he's like trying to save it for certain moments of when he does certain things. Because he was like, even in WWE, he was like, I could do a lot of these things, but I was conserving some of that, you know, for like key moments, key matches. And I'm just like, well, shoot, my ninja. We need... Exactly. Everybody's doing exactly what he does, Dennis. You, bro. So it's just like, why are you there again? Heck, in WWE, it's to the point where almost everybody's able to do what you do now. It's just a little more toned down, but...
And I think that's the reason why I said, hey, bruh, you should join Hurt Syndicate to at least switch it up. He needs to switch something up. He needs a new character direction, because Ricochet is out of this world. Ain't working.
And some people think he's his style is one dimensional, like he doesn't know any other style other than High Fly.
We've seen it before. That's the problem. He has not switched it up at all. We've seen the flips, the topes, the suicide dives, the cross bodies, the springboard. Like, that's literally the problem. He needs to switch it up. It was the same thing, and it was the same thing with Jack Perry. A lot of people wasn't really feeling his style at the time, so he switched it up to a methodical, slow head, mind gaming, Raven-esque type of character.
Jury's out on that.
Jury's out on it, but I'm just saying I see what he was going for, is what I'm saying. Yeah, at least he's trying something different. Ricochet is just Ricochet, and it's like I'm never going to hate Ricochet. Whenever he's on TV, I'm going to enjoy his work. But you got to call the facts. And it's like, bro, you need to switch it up. You need to do something new. You need some flavor. You need to add some spice. You need to collab with somebody, whether you have to pull a swerve and get a manager to kind of add to your act. Like, do something. Because I ain't going to hold you. A lot of people weren't really rocking with Swerve until he got with Nana.
Yeah. No, facts. Big facts.
A lot of people in WWE wasn't really rocking with Bobby Lashley like that until MVP came and pulled him out of that rut with Lana in 2020. Like,
and you know, Munchkin kind of had him over for a little bit too, despite some of those antics. But you know,
yeah, Leo Munchkin. But but that's what I'm saying. It's like, at least switch it up. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You hitting it on the nail, man. We need to switch up. Heel turn. You ain't got to say nothing. And again, Prince Puma worked for two reasons. He had Conan as his mouthpiece.
And he
literally,
and I hate to say it like this, he literally shut up and wrestled.
Exactly. That was it. That was it. And it was golden. The people were impressed. He put on classics. And that's all he had to do was Prince Puma. That was it. That was it.
He became the top champion.
Tony, if you so full of money the way you say it is, if you were smart enough, you could have easily just paid for the freaking rights to Prince Puma and just brought him back. hello, it shouldn't be hard for you, G. You didn't brought everything else back from people.
But nah, like the jury is there. It's like, bro, just switch it up at this point because it's like I'm at that point. I mean, he might impress us in the Continental Classic, but that's wrestling. It requires him to wrestle. Wrestling is never a problem with Ricochet, as far as my interest. It's just the freaking character direction. Because like a lot of people know me, I'm a character guy. If you give me a reason to care, I'm gonna enjoy your wrestling.
As am I. I am a character guy before anything, and then it's like story behind the character, and then the in ring follows that. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, Full Gear was a solid show overall. It was like I even enjoyed, like we mentioned it when we was talking about the women's division with the closing. I enjoyed the Moxley and Orange Cassidy match because I understood what the direction that they're going. It's like, bro, this dude wants to burn down AEW and rebuild it in his image, and I don't want to be the hero, but I have no choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and Orange was basically dying throughout the match for like 20-something minutes.
That he was.
And the visual of Mox with someone else's blood over him was just crazy.
Some people still don't like the fact that Orange Cassidy's still doing Orange Cassidy-like things. Lazy dicks. You're like, dude, you're supposed
That's
to be
what makes
serious.
Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be switching it up. We just talked about Ricochet. We gotta keep that same energy with him too.
He kind of did. He didn't even let Justin Roberts say the Moxley part on John's entrance. He's like, yeah, I'm Orange Punch. Like, all right, that's enough of that shit. So he knows how to switch it up. I guess he's a character wrestler. He's like, okay, I'm a nonchalant type of guy, but when it's time for me to lock in, I'm gonna lock the fuck in. That's his selling point. You still not feeling
it? I like Orange Cassidy. I do. I have to. We'll see, man. We'll see. Because when you think world title picture, him having a world title match with a character like that is one of those things where it's like,
oh yeah, Orange Cassidy's never winning that world title. I don't care what nobody say. Like, everybody is not destined to be world champion. I hate to break a lot of people's bubbles, but everybody's not meant to be world champion.
Mm-hmm.
There are legends in wrestling that have never been world champion.
Hey,
Piper, Scott Steiner.
Hey, Chico.
Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I mean, was he NWA world champion?
I don't think he was.
Damn. If he wasn't, then well, he's one of them. Who else was not world champion? That was Jade the Snake Roberts. Like, it's a lot of legends in wrestling that's never been world champion, and that is okay. I promise. And we're not going to act like being a world champion is always entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who are meant to be the middle card champions, and they are literally carrying the show.
Not big facts, bro. Yeah.
I already knew.
Yeah, it was.
I already knew. I didn't say Scott Steiner. I said Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. I didn't say Scott Steiner. I knew Scott Steiner was world champion. But what was I about to say? I knew anybody with a brain knew that Orange Cassidy wasn't winning that. Like, John just won the title. He was not about to lose that title anytime soon.
That's the only downside about being first challenger. Sometimes it's just too predictable at that point. It's like you're the first.
I mean, he could have threw us off, but then that would have killed the story right then and there. And then it was like, what's the point?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Ricky definitely did hold the NWA world title. So, yep, never mind. He counts as a world champion. But I'm just saying, like, there are people who are never world champion in your favorite company, and they are considered legends in the game.
Crazy, homie. Like, what?
Like, if Christian Cage never became world champion in WWE, he still would have been considered a legend.
Oh, absolutely. D'Lo Brown never won the World Heavyweight Championship.
And he's still considered a legend.
Still a legend. Underrated at that. Get that man in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying that. But yeah.
But yeah, that's Full Gear overall was. So what are you thinking? I think Darby might take it. They're the way that closing shot is. They might be building it up to where Darby is the final challenger. Are we feeling Darby as world champion?
I mean, personally, I would have loved it to have been Hangman at one point in time, but they've killed that flame. So shoot, if it ain't him, I guess Jay White. I guess,
or it could be Christian.
That's who I really want it to be, and I think he will be. But the babyface has to take it off of him first. That's why I said Jay White. Unless
you feel like,
because Christian.
Does this contract expire like Money in the Bank, or is it until he signs it?
They never really told us if it does or doesn't.
Well, damn. Tell us, please, so I can make my fantasy booking make sense. What if Darby wins the title and then Christian cashes in on Darby?
Oh yeah. I can see
they make history and Darby makes history as like the shortest AEW champion in history.
Whoever he does that to will make history as that if they do, because he's gonna cash that thing out on the babyface. It's gonna get to a point where we forgot he had it. Like, oh shoot, that's right. That CLB just pulled up. God dang it!
You just unlocked Pandora's box. It's creepy little bastard. Wow. Wait a minute. Now you just unlocked Pandora's box right there. Oh wow. Creepy little bastard. But yeah, AEW Full Gear. They got the closing was Hangman. I don't know what they're doing with Hangman. Like, this brother needs a win.
Yeah,
so fucking bad.
Desperately. I mean, how did he go from looking like the most dangerous man to that? It's crazy.
But anything else on Full Gear that we should peep before?
What? Tony Khan, for someone who is so anti-Vince McMahon, it's amazing how you pulled a Vince McMahon again. Boom! Double chocolate chunk cookies.
Were you not feeling that?
I don't even know who the brother is.
I don't either, but it was.
I heard
it was
some
hard.
TikToker, and I was like, oh.
Honestly,
okay.
Bro, it's funny how we don't know who he is, but he literally was the number one trend. Like, he brought the most viewers across all companies on social media. So it's like if we don't know who he is, and mainly in my defense, I be so locked in on my content and my personal life, I don't check out everybody's stuff. And it never came across my algorithm. But shit was kind of entertaining. I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched it back the next day. I didn't watch it live because I literally woke up right when Full Gear started. Like, soon as 8:02, that's when I woke up. I was like, oh shit. But when I watched it back the next day, it was actually pretty entertaining. It was no harm, no foul. It was basic. The Rizzler, poor kid. The Rizzler was just out there, was about to get beat up by QT Marshall, but Paul White was like, "Hey, bro, I will knock your ass out." But yeah, it like, I feel like when done right, comedy matches are good. Like, it literally brought me back to, remember WLC?
Oh wow,
that's literally what that brought me back to. I don't know why. I'm like, bro, the only difference is nobody was midgets except for the Rizzler, but he was a kid, so his height makes sense.
That took me back when you said you unlocked my core memory, brother.
What cracked me up about it too is, like, when that match happened, I literally saw people was like, they literally let this fat slob and his fat kids get one up over on one of their wrestlers. I said, my brother in Christ, it was QT Marshall.
Exactly.
You're getting up in arms over QT Marshall. Respect to him being one of the dope people, like people who are in the industry tell me nothing but good stories about QT Marshall, but it's like there was no harm done to QT Marshall taking the fall to AJ, and apparently he broke his foot during the match and he finished the match.
Okay, that's respect. That's respect.
So that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, I be laughing and I think I be just laughing at niggas because it's like, bro, it was y'all acting like he got a pin over Darby Allin on the pre-show. Y'all acting like he got a pin over John Moxley, the world champion, on the pre-show. The way these niggas be up in arms, I'd be like, all right, bro.
Yeah, bro. This is
y'all got it. But yeah, they would never make me hate they would never make me hate comedy wrestling.
Yeah, I enjoy it too. Comedy wrestling is cool. It just I don't know, I just didn't care for that. But hey.
Luckily, that's what I'm saying. I think another reason why I didn't get up in arms either is because it was on the buy-in. It was the free show. Like at least we didn't have to pay for it. Like if we had to pay for it, then I'd be like, all right, bro. Like what are we doing here?
You ain't gonna do that. Nah, you ain't gonna do that.
like nah, we're not doing that. There's a balance, but from a PR and from a person who deals with public relations, as far as from dealing with conferences and corporations and seeing and talking to people from their perspective of why stuff like this happens in all forms of media and entertainment, it was no harm, no foul.
Okay.
But yeah, Full Gear was. I just need to work on like it. Whatever happened here at Full Gear can't happen in World's End. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, please don't. That yeah.
I need y'all to fix that. As far as the predictions from last week, Jermaine picked up the dub because the only reason why is because I picked Hangman to win instead of Jay White. So
I don't blame you for picking him.
I picked him because I was like, bro, he needs a win, but it is what it is. I guess we could talk a little bit about football because we haven't talked about football in a while. Who's playing Thursday?
Ooh, oh, give me a second.
You already know I'm gonna put
the boy been on parlay, so let me see what's going on. Let's see who.
Let's see Thanksgiving football.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's Thanksgiving. Oh, so it's gonna be the Lions, because they always play. They host. The Cowboys play the Giants, and they host. And then
we'll play the Packers.
Oh, you're playing on Thursday?
Yeah, the Packers.
So y'all probably got a Thursday night game then.
Yeah, it's like 8:20. So okay, so we're playing the Packers this week. Okay, bet.
Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna be an interesting one because you guys have been on a hot streak as of late. I believe.
Yeah, we're 5-6 right now. Like, yeah,
they getting you back in it, ain't they, Gresh? I see you. You getting on back in there.
When you get lost so many times, you just check the fuck out. You be like, you know what, y'all got it. I'm going to bed.
Surprisingly, my Tennessee Titans are the same way. Now, bear with me. Yeah, we're only 3-6, but Houston actually took an L last week, and they're losing like hot fire, which means that no, we are not talking about the Falcons. They are up top. They are winning. They're actually winning. They're on a bye this week. We'll see what happens. Can they make it in the final stretch? Who knows? We don't care.
Exactly.
But no, my Titans, bro. We caught a major dub against a divisional opponent, which is the leading division, Houston Texans. Shocked me because I was like, oh, all right. Looks like our quarterback ain't making mistakes no more. Like he actually doing stuff to win. So I said, all right, well, dare I say, we might even get a little shot at that wild card because we got a nice little easy couple of games coming up. So, hey, man, anything's possible for our teams right now. We ain't completely out of it just yet. Not mathematically, anyway. So, stay tuned, y'all. That's all I can really say. But congrats to your Dolphins. Getting 3. Looks like they going to owe Tua a whole lot more money after this one. Because it was very apparent they needed that brother. Oh, you might want to tell Tyreek Hill to show up because he's been real, a disappearing act. Even with them winning, he's been a disappearing act. That's the crazy part. I know. I'm like, Tyreek, what are you doing, sir?
Every time I give praise, something always be like, you know what? Fuck these niggas. And
I'm just saying, maybe he has his breakout game this week. I don't know.
I need him to break out and actually show up. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. So that's it with the football roundup, y'all. I mean, we just want to briefly let y'all know what's going on. Let's see, the Bill being the best team in my. Okay, Josh Allen look like he made some moves this year. Hey, man.
Hey.
Let me ask y'all, chat. Let me ask y'all. I'm gonna throw a debate question in there for y'all for this though. Before we move on, I gotta ask y'all this.
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry when it comes to which running back is beasting it the most right now and has a legit shot at being a running back MVP. Y'all let me know who y'all siding with. Saquon or Derrick Henry. Both on fire teams. Both left some bad situations. And look at them now. Screw you, Giants. By the way, that's another thing for Football Roundup. I got to say this one last thing. New York Giants. Y'all are by far the worst organization in NFL history. How you go from winning Super Bowl? You won 2 Super Bowls. One in 2007 and your last one was 2011. And since then, ain't been relevant since. Man, how you let go of a quarter? I know he wasn't all that. But you let go of your best quarterback. You just let him go. You let the Saquon go. You could have paid him, but you paid the quarterback instead, and you let him go. Now you just complete trash. You got a young receiver in Malik Neighbors who is a rookie, and he is the truth. But he's delegated to nothingness because he don't have a guy that can throw him the ball, and the team is complete trash. Dog. And they ain't going to get better anytime soon, Gresh. They're going to be in purgatory for quite some time. What the freak?
If you are a Giants fan, you have my condolences.
Man.
Yeah.
That's it. I just had to give him the business because, I mean, gosh, it sucks to be you if you're a Giants fan. My goodness. I'm so glad Gresh did not pick that team to root for. Whew, that would have been that. You might as well have been a Hawks fan, a Falcons fan by that point.
Yeah, I might as well have been an alcoholic. Because I definitely know I would have been drinking.
Oh man. Ooh, yeah.
Well, I would have been drinking.
Ain't no way.
This is a disgrace and a shame.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Squabble up. Don't lawyer up.
Teach me how to squabble. Yeah.
So for this week in wrestling, which you want to start with SmackDown first, or you want to hit Raw? Because most of the stuff that happened on Raw and SmackDown will be talked about during the predictions part.
Which one was not taped?
Neither one of them was taped. Everything for next week is taped. Like SmackDown is taped, but Raw and this week is live, I believe. And SmackDown was live. Raw and SmackDown were live this week.
Okay.
Last week was taped.
Let's go to SmackDown route.
Okay. Let's see what we got on the docket for Smack Us Down. Well, start from the top. CM Punk is the 5th man for War Games. Paul Heyman is also back.
Ah, yes. a lot of you ninjas got swerved if you really thought that was going to be Seth Rollins, huh?
Oh, I was one of them. I was like, oh yeah, Seth is definitely going to be the 5th man. But nope, they said, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Just like they also said we ain't doing Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I saw that too. A lot of people legit thought it was going to be Brock too. Were you one of them?
No, but it wouldn't have surprised me if he was. I mean, him and Roman, it kind of would have made sense, but kind of like JD mentioned, that is not happening as long as this lawsuit stuff is going on. So just anything involving Lesnar, just take it out your head. It ain't happening.
Yeah, at this point, you're just starting to turn into R. Kelly enthusiast.
Yeah, you know, you gotta.
At least he still got good music. What?
You know, if it hadn't been for all of that, though, I would have loved to have seen that just for him and Bronson Reed. Because
I feel like if all this didn't happen, he would have been the one in Undertaker's spot at WrestleMania.
Oh, for sure, more than likely. Yeah, I can see that. And that's why I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is intriguing because there's so many different seeds being planted here. Mm-hmm. And you got a potential SummerSlam match, a little seed for that, maybe, potentially. You've got...
Oh, that's definitely happening, like with Paul Heyman on the line.
Yeah. If he didn't already choose a side by that point. But, you know, hey, we'll see. This is a hilarious visual, by the way. Leave it to Punk to be the only mofo to not follow the rules, because that's exactly.
Oh, he's not. He's like, I'm not finna acknowledge you. Because what was interesting, like I noticed, because they didn't mic it, but I noticed that they were like Roman when he came out there after pretty much dismantling the. I guess we don't say God no more. The Tungans, because I'm about to call them the Grills of Destiny, but the Tungans. Roman was like, "Why are you here?" And Punk was like, "To save your ass." And then he was like, he looked at Paul. He was like, "You know that's my wise man, right?" And Punk was like, "We'll see."
Mm-hmm.
So it's a situation where, because a lot of people was like, "Yo, why did this makes less sense than Seth Rollins or this, that, and the third?" But I'm like, Seth Rollins literally went 10 toes down and said, "I would never team with Roman Reigns." We are always on here talking about we want these characters to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
If Seth Rollins would have went back on his word, he would be the biggest hypocrite. He'll be a bigger hypocrite than Cody.
Yeah, pretty much. And it still would have proved your point of that would have completely erased everything at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. So they went the Punk route, who has no ties to anybody except for Paul. He's doing a friend a favor, because if you remember when Punk was there, when they was in Chicago, and Punk was there, and this was before Hell in the Cell, and Paul was like, "Take me with you," because he was scared to death of Solo Sikoa and the Tungans.
Mm-hmm.
And this was before Jacob made his debut. I believe, was it on the same show, or was it?
Well, no. I think he was already on the show.
Was he already there? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was scared to death. He was literally a man by himself, just getting pretty much bitched by Polynesian motherfuckers. So he was like, "Bro, I take me with you. Like you my." And Punk was like, "Yeah, I got you." So he basically doing a favor for a friend. Now, as far as I've seen the theories, conspiracy theories, like some people saying Paul might turn on Roman. And if he does, he's sort of justified, because after Roman lost the title, he left him all by himself to deal with the Tungans and Solo. But then also, it's like, if he doesn't turn, it's only so far you can go with babyface Paul Heyman. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I like Paul Heyman, but he's so much better as a prick.
Of course.
So it's like, if you're gonna keep Roman as a babyface for so long, or however long they decide to keep Roman as a babyface, Paul probably won't be with them. I mean, but they can also have Paul with them, and they just go for the vibes, and then it is what it is. But I would not be surprised if Paul turns on Roman at some point. Will it happen at Survivor Series? We can definitely talk about it a little bit when we get to the preview, but I wouldn't be surprised against it. Also, I wouldn't be surprised because were you surprised that they did the surprise here? So if they're doing this here, what are they doing for Survivor Series?
It could just be. I'm thinking it's like run-in type thing. You know, I think because it feels like Seth Rollins is about to turn, quite possibly.
I mean, yeah, because this could be another fuel for Seth Rollins' hatred towards Punk. He was like, I didn't want Roman to regain power, but you, of course, you had to just jock the system, and you want this man to get back power.
Man, see,
so now he can use that again. He can use that against Punk.
Yeah, he could. Man. Yeah,
there's so many ways they go. That's the beauty behind this behind wrestling right now. It's like so many ways they can go with these stories.
Yeah, these stories are gonna. I mean, and that's the beauty of it. I mean, shout out to both of these shows between Raw and SmackDown as far as giving us something compelling to digest and brain on. You know, but it makes me wonder. Even though their feud's over, we were there for the end of it. Now, what's Drew thinking?
Oh, I need him to move on.
He will. I'm just saying that hypothetically because I know.
Oh, he gonna talk. He probably gonna talk some shit. He gonna talk some junk, but I need him to move on for sure. Like, brother, let it go. The feud ended at Hell in a Cell. It should.
It did, but this also made him at any given moment. This can make him hate him that much more again too, because who's the main thing that sparked Drew to be what Drew is right now?
The Bloodline.
And much like Kevin Owens is mad at Cody, you don't think that pisses him off even more when it comes to Punk? Like, they ain't gotta be right now, but down the line again, he can remember that. Like, oh, you thought I didn't see you over here teaming up with these savages? I don't know. Who knows? Just throwing it out.
Speaking of savage, Jade Cargill was savagely taken out.
Man, you were on point with these alley-oops, boy, because I swear that was not intentional, but that worked out perfectly fine. Man, the memes, dog. The memes. Like, first off, how dare someone do a beautiful woman like this, like that? That is a goddamn shame. But even my girl, bro, was sitting there like, Jade was out. Like, slumped.
Slumber.
I mean, bruh, what happened to you? I'm like, hey, what happened to you? Like, bruh.
She got clipped.
Well, time to enter into the first 48 theory, ladies and gentlemen.
But nah, bruh, I gotta read off this in storyline explanation they gave on Twitter to this ChatGPT as description. It said, breaking, Jade Cargill has been diagnosed with the following injuries: deep lumbar paraspinal muscle contusion, bruised kidney, sprained MCL in her right knee, tibial plateau, bone bruise of her right knee, facial lacerations. There is no timetable for her return.
So, in other words, she's going off with the family to spend more time with the daughter, go on a little vacation.
Actually, I read somewhere they said she might be, this is a cover-up for an undisclosed injury that might see her, they don't know what it is yet, but they might see her out for at least 3 months, if not for a whole year.
Oh, no.
Depending on what type of injury it is. Hopefully, the best case scenario for me, I hope she's at least back for the Royal Rumble so they can shape this whodunit around her for a WrestleMania match.
Ooh, yeah,
and if she's not, then damn, that sucks.
Yeah, because nobody's gonna want to wait a year for that. I mean,
they could go to the Stone Cold route, because then they legit kill Stone Cold off by getting him hit by a car. And who did it before The Rock was born?
Well, I wouldn't say kill, but yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, they had people talking back then. I remember them days. Like, oh my God, did you see how Stone Cold got ran over?
So they can definitely, if they go that route, like depending on the injury, like it could be she could just be out for 3 months. She can miss the Royal Rumble, and then she comes back after that. But then also the Royal Rumble isn't in January, so if she's out from November to February, she should be back in time for the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, she could. Imagine that. Another pop at the Royal Rumble, a year removed from your first pop of when you arrived to WWE finally.
So it's basically a whodunit mystery, and you already know I love those type of stories if done right. Who do you think did it? Because I saw some people said Bianca, some people said Naomi, some people said it could be somebody else. It could be somebody debuting. It could be somebody. It could be Bailey. Do you feel like it could be the obvious choice, or do you feel like it's going to be somebody out of left field like they did with Rikishi? Because a lot of people didn't think it was going to be Rikishi when he did it for The Rock with Stone Cold.
Classic, man. Honestly, brother, I'm going to just call it like it is. All you mofos is a suspect. Every last one of yous. You all suspects. All of yous is guilty until proven innocent. Yeah, that's right. All of yous. All of yous. Yeah, you too, Bianca. Yep. Naya, you a suspect. Liv, Raquel, suspects. Naomi, suspect. Bailey, suspect. Charlotte, suspect. All y'all some suspects. God dang it. I don't trust none of you ninjas. None of yous. Y'all may be
suspect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all y'all. So,
but I'm intrigued. Like I wouldn't be against it being Naomi and they switch up her character a little bit.
See,
I wouldn't be against it being Bailey again, because she was always entertaining as a heel to me.
True. There's that. I wouldn't mind it being Bianca.
That'd be definitely a switch up.
On some Triple H level, I wouldn't be mad at it. I'm like, okay. All right, Bianca. Take that ball and run with it. I mean, her husband already seemed to be slowly making that heel turn, you know? Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see. You know?
That'd be definitely something to keep an eye on. I was like, okay, yeah, that's intriguing to say the very least. But speaking of intriguing, Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes had their face off. What did you think about this face off?
I love how WWE has really been telling stories of who the heck do I root for? Because both of them were speaking straight truth.
Yeah, you know, Kevin Owens is looking for a reason to turn on Cody. It wasn't necessarily because he teamed with Roman. Kevin Owens used him teaming with Roman as an excuse to turn on Cody. It's like a whole. It's basically like they were just throwing bombs at each other.
Yeah, and I mean, both of them have their legitimate right reasons. I mean, Cody stumped KO with that, like, hey, bro, I gave you a chance and an opportunity to try to do the thing you didn't want to do. Pull the trigger. You ain't do it. That's on you. That's your fault. And I'm like, yep, it sure is too. Like, he is not lying. Yeah. You conflicted with yourself. And you should have been champion right now. But nope. You couldn't take advantage. You know what I'm saying? So, like, but at the same time, KO got points of like, hey, bro, I trusted y'all.
Like, you went and teamed with my biggest op. The man tried to kill me for 4 years.
Multiple times. And it's just like, dang.
You remember 2023 Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
They literally handcuffed me and whooped my ass. And damn near broke my neck.
Man, for real, dog. That's why I'm like, man. That's what I'm like, man. I don't know this. I'm rocking with this feud so far. I'm still intrigued. Ain't nothing like, yo, let's wrap it up. Like I'm all game. The match is gonna be delayed months. I'm thinking it's looking like Royal Rumble.
Nope,
at this point.
it is going down at Saturday night's main event in December, on December 14th.
And I still don't even. I mean, I don't trust that. I feel Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? I feel some effery coming at that very event.
Oh, Cody's going to defend the title at the Royal Rumble, but I feel like it's probably not going to be against KO.
Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, could be Randy, could be Rock, could be Roman, could be a multi-man.
I think that's the reason why they're doing it now, knocking this out now. And I ain't gonna hold you. I know it ain't gonna happen, but if they were to put the title on Kevin Owens, I wouldn't necessarily be against it.
Hey man, you and me both, brother. I'm Cody being the babyface. The babyface, I'm really starting to understand this more and more. But yeah, he's a babyface that's meant for the chase. You're more interesting when you're on the chase.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of his matches have been stellar. Him and AJ Styles, him and Kevin Owens the first time at Bash in Berlin. And what other match was it? I think those were the only two. I mean, we obviously saw him at Bad Blood, but that was a tag team match. He didn't defend the title. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he's had some gems in this reign, even though I can kind of see both sides where they're like Cody is kind of stagnant right now, as far as like with deep, compelling storylines until that promo on Saturday. But yep, this is happening on December 14th. Saturday night's main event is going to be on NBC as well as Peacock. So they're definitely stacking this show up, because I think they're opening more seats because they're going with an old school feel. So I would not be surprised if they whip out a small Titantron.
Yeah, I can see that too, bro. Yeah, that's gonna be I'm looking forward to that. But yeesh, man, what else is happening on SmackDown?
Oh, I guess it's a mix between both. The U.S. Women's Championship, and now they just announced the Intercontinental Championship for the women.
Mm-hmm. I was not surprised at all. The moment, as I told you, the moment I saw United States Championship, I was like, if this was gonna float, it would not have been called that. It would have just been whatever new title name. So I heard that
the same. I think what confused a lot of people was because Michael Cole kept saying Raw and SmackDown, and I'm like, oh, so it's gonna be floating. But then they said, never mind.
Well, yeah, and see, that's the thing. That's why I knew the moment that thing said United States Women's Title, it was a definite that there was an Intercontinental title coming. Because
they would have said like Women's TV Champion or something.
Yeah, it just would have been a completely new, different title. And had it been, then I'd have been like, okay, that's the title that floats. But you already knew. It was just like when the World Heavyweight title came out and they reintroduced the women's titles. It was like,
do you feel like I know I don't think I got your opinion on this, but do you feel like both women's rosters are stacked enough to hold it?
Yes and no. We got to figure it. We got to factor in the fact that there are injuries, especially on the Raw side. Asuka, she's been out for a while. She's due for a comeback. You got Charlotte coming back on the SmackDown side at some point. You've got, who else is injured right now that's been out for a minute? Becky's not injured, but she does intend to come back.
She's on break.
You say,
Yeah.
Knowing her, she'll definitely want to wrestle somebody for that title.
She's like, I never won that one.
Yeah, or just to help put over new talent or something. You never know. I think they really can, though, bro. Not to mention, again, NXT's women's division is to a point where they are taking over the entire show in a good way. Like, almost every other match now is a women's match. So they are deep enough where we know there's a lot of women on there that are ready. Lash and Jakara seem like they're ready. for the main roster, even though they're more tag team routes. So I like them for the tag division still, but they seem like they're ready. Roxanne is beyond ready. Cora Jade is just about all but ready, as long as she can stay healthy. The list goes on. Like they have a whole crop in class that can get called up all at once, and they'll still be okay. And you got Kiana James, wherever the heck she is when she gets back. So you got women that can make this work in this mid-card level. And then on top of that, the Maxines and the B-Fabs of the world, those ladies are improving, getting so much better. Props to you, B-Fab. I did not get to give you your props live on air. I really enjoyed seeing what you did in that triple threat last week. And I can't wait to see more of you in the ring. I really hope they put you in the ring a lot more because entrance was dope. Promos are crazy online. If you haven't seen them, go check out her promos. That girl is she couple kinks to work out, but she gonna be something serious. For real.
So yeah. I'm intrigued. Chelsea Green advanced because they pretty much removed Bianca from it, and who knows who they're gonna put to replace Jade because she was supposed to be in the tournament as well.
Some think that could be Charlotte. I don't know. What you think, bro? You think that's
is she even ready? I know she started teasing on Twitter that she's about to break the ice. So we'll see. But I think it happened on the tape SmackDown. If it was Charlotte, she would have already been. It would already been spoiled already. So I don't think it's gonna be Charlotte because I think they taped that particular match for next week.
Well, sometimes talents are good they're real good at keeping quiet. Look at the Hardys at Mania when they were.
No, it ain't the talent. I'm talking about social media in general.
Yeah,
that shit would have been on Facebook already if it was.
No, not true, bro. Wrestlers
what I'm saying is the match already happened that Jay is replaced. So, so that's what I'm saying. It already happened. It's happening on Friday, which was taped last week. So we'll see. So we'll see if who it is, but it's probably somebody like Piper. Is Piper already on the tournament?
I don't think she was, bro.
I think if she wasn't, I think she is. But if she, it's gonna be somebody that's already on the roster that we probably not thinking of right at the moment. So yeah, I'm intrigued what they do. Like I said, like I say it every time. Like I said it on Monday when they revealed the Intercontinental title. I say now, new title, cool. Be consistent with your booking.
Yeah.
Give us a reason to give a shit. Don't just have another title just to have another title. I say it with AEW. I say it with TNA. I say it with NWA when I cared about NWA. I say it every single time. It does not matter how many titles you have. If you do not give me a reason to care, I don't care. Doesn't matter if it's the women, the men, non-binary, doesn't matter. If you do not give me a reason to give a fuck,
that's it.
Why should I?
Big facts, bro. Big facts.
It's literally it. That's all I gotta say. But I am optimistic, like I am with everything else. So hopefully they cook with it, and hopefully they figure out, because it's like they need to still cook with that tag team division. Because what are they gonna do with the tag team with Jade out? So it's like, are they gonna have Bianca forced to give up her championship, or are they gonna have her replace?
It's looking like that, because if what you're saying is true as far as the real reason why she's written off, then by default she is gonna have to like relinquish those titles, which is good for Bianca because then it can put her back into the singles side of things. It looks like they teased a little something with her and Rhea. I found that intriguing. You know, the match we've been waiting on for like, I don't know, since they both got on the main roster and have never gotten yet. So might be a little tease or something there in the future. But the thing is, wait a minute, if she has to relinquish that title, which brand is she really on? SmackDown or Raw?
SmackDown.
Oh, so then, yeah, she wouldn't be able to face Rhea anyway, so she would have to... Well, Nia, Tiffany... Yeah, that's good for Bianca in the singles division. They've putting her back in that lane. Now, see, she's at this point that plug and play utility. If you think about it now,
she technically has a pin over both. champion, so it don't matter which brand she on. She has a claim to a title shot.
This is true. So we'll see what happens. And I mean, they got enough tag teams. You got Damage Control. You got.
Speaking of, like they got for the Intercontinental title, you got like EO. Like I feel like whoever wins both titles somebody needs to be established.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if it's like somebody like an EO or a Natalia as the first inaugural champion.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people are bored with Natalia, me included, but I ain't gonna dismiss the fact that she's a workhorse.
I'm rooting for my girl Zelina on that side.
Or Zelina, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be somebody established or somebody like. If it's not gonna be somebody, if it's gonna be somebody established, if it's not gonna be somebody established, I won't be surprised if it's that somebody established as the first challenger for whoever wins the champion to establish the champion to make the champion relevant.
Yeah, I think that would be really stellar. For the women, for the SmackDown side, I'm all for Mia Yim and or Chelsea Green. Yeah, for the most part, any of them to take it. And yeah, bro. I think that's pretty much it when it comes to those titles. So the NXT women's roster is so deep that to answer that final question again, though, they can't carry these mid-card titles very well. Because as you're building up your women, like when your Sol Rukas get called up, when your Roxanne Perez's get called up, those names, yeah, your Jada Parkers, when they get up to that point, they got stuff to fight for. While these other women are just continuing to climb up the ranks and become names of their own, the Carmen Petroviches and all the other ones that haven't had that opportunity to really shine yet. So it's looking good, bro. I think they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be all right with this. Time will tell, but I think they're deep enough where they can do this.
Speaking of people who might not be all right, New Day.
Oh man, dude.
For people who did not get a chance to peep what was said between the two, because they lost to Alpha Academy on Raw, so I had the opportunity to download the full segment that got a lot of people emotional. So we can look at it and then pause in between. You want to go that route, like look at certain parts and then break down what was said for this, that, and the third, or we can watch it all the way through. It's like 2 minutes, so it's gonna be like 2-3 minutes, so give us time to peep what's going on and what was said. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look.
Let's do it.
Even listen to me. What are you talking about? What is this, man? What the hell was that out there? You're wrestling like garbage. Are you gonna help me at some point? I'm wrestling like if I was garbage, what were you? You talking about help you? Have I not done everything but help you? That's all I've ever done. Did I not give you my Intercontinental title shot a couple weeks ago for you? Matter of fact, when you were King of the Ring, I was on bended knee flooding your damn cake. I did that for you. And what did you do with those opportunities, by the way? You fumbled the title shot and you fumbled the crown. There's a reason that E and I never let you call the shots, man. Because you're too reckless out there, man. You take too many unnecessary risks. Unnecessary risks out there. Shut up and let me talk for a second. Unnecessary risk. I remember when you were too terrified to take any kind of risk, and that's exactly why you couldn't get a shot at the heavyweight championship until I came along. And I took those risks for you, Kof. I'm the reason you became champion. You're the reason that I became champion now, man. I was a Hall of Famer when you met me. That's why you asked me to be a part of this group, not the other way around. Don't you ever forget that. And you, of all people, shouldn't be talking about championships and titles, because last time I checked, you still haven't won a singles championship by yourself, now have you? Wood, do you know why you have never been a world champion like me and like E? It's because you have not been good enough. And that is not my fault.
Good enough, huh?
I was good enough. to fight for you, wasn't I? I was good enough to take your beatings for you, wasn't I? I was good enough to believe in you, wasn't I? Just like they believed in you. And what did we do with that belief? We turned it into Kofi Mania and we handed it to you. And what did you do with that, Kofi? You pissed it away on a silver platter in 6 seconds to Brock Lesnar.
Damn.
God. If you were anybody else. I was what, Kofi? If I was somebody else, you finally get mad?
Ooh.
I see you at the reunion. Brother, yeah. See you at the anniversary.
Ow. Ow. Ow.
Damn.
Man.
I ain't gonna hold you. Being a fan of them for all these 10 years, it hurt to see them fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it needed to happen. Because weren't we for a while begging for them to give New Day something intriguing? Because I felt like we felt like they was on autopilot for like all of the summer.
Yeah, bro. Like this is roller coaster of emotions. You know, it's to a point now. It's like, who's turning on who? Because boy, when I say either one, you made a case for either one of them to be a heel at this point. Because there were things Kofi said where it was like, dang, bruh, you ain't have to say all that. But then Woods turn around and say some truthful stuff, and it's like, dang, Woods, why you gotta bring up Brock Lesnar, dog? We try to forget that. Damn, 6 seconds, money, like, dang, you know. But it's
what's
the
pissing me off
truth.
about that is like it keep going up and down. It's like 6, 7, 10. Pick a number and stick with it.
It was short, god dang it. You know that much. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
so it's like
not good enough. What? Like,
when he said that, it hurt me, and I'm like, especially as someone who watch him on Up Up Down Down, always talking about wanting opportunities and all that stuff, but he's always happy for his brothers. But to hear someone that you consider a brother say, "Hey, maybe you just wasn't good enough," and I'm like, that would hurt me. That would hurt me if me and you have a squabble, and you be like, and I try to, and like both of us, like say, even though I'm not, say I'm a rapper and you a rapper, you be like, maybe you just ain't good enough to do this shit. That would hurt me.
Yeah, bro. Nah, facts. Like, and I think it's because we got like a brotherly bond like that. We can relate when you have that kind of friendship like that, and you see two friends going at it like that. It hits different because you're like, dang, what if that was me and my bros? You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, that's
like, what if that me and DJ? What if that you and DJ? You be like, do Big E come in and try to
play that peacemaker? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, bruh. But see, what's wild is, this is why it's crazy to tough. Now it's really tough to call who turns on who. I still feel like it's Woods.
I feel like it's Woods too.
But Kofi got such an edge now where it's like, when he says stuff like, me and E, why we never? We? What do you mean we? Like,
we never let you call the shots.
Big
because E, because you was reckless.
And that's why I'm like, I want to hear what Big E got to say about this. Because what do you mean we? Hold on, Cole. What do you mean we? We? What you mean
like
we
Nintendo,
never let you?
Like Nintendo we?
Yeah, like because it's like, you know why we never let you call the shots. You never know. You know why? And this is why, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have our future Money in the Bank winner.
Oh no, this is definitely setting up for a Woods singles run, but it's like, does it set up for him to be the good guy or the bad guy? That's the
definitely the bad guy.
That's the compelling part.
But it's like I can see it. You know, like I feel money in the bank in his future, where he's going to finally get that moment on his own. Dang, man. I called this. I knew when they would do this anniversary. I was
it's like you called it, but then it's like now that it's here, you still like.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, bro.
Yeah, there's people who aren't who were bored with the New Day, but this is to the people who are actually rocking with them through the ups and downs. It's like it hurts more when you've been rocking with them since day one. Since it's like, and I mean day one, like when people thought they was Nation of Domination remake.
Yeah, bro, and it's like all the moments are flashing in my head already. And I know when they show that video tribute, that video package, it's gonna show all the moments, like the promo with The Rock. You know,
yeah, they're gonna build up. They're gonna build up. They're gonna build up to it because they say it's gonna be a night. So it's gonna literally be promo packages throughout the night. So you already know something is gonna happen. It's gonna be a feel good moment, or somebody's gonna break our hearts.
Yeah, this is gonna be one of those moments that they're gonna replay for. This is gonna be right up there with Seth Rollins and what he did to the Shield.
Yeah, this is going to set I feel like this is going to set the next 5 years.
Yeah,
10 years, depending on how long Kofi decides to keep wrestling.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I'm like, yeah, this is finna. Whoa, boy, I'm like, man, I don't know what to feel, but we finna feel something,
and we're gonna be on here next Tuesday talking about it and possibly getting emotional about it, and then looking ahead to the future. But yeah, man, I had to. Ooh,
yeah, I know, bro. Like. Woo! Yeah, I'll be playing that one. That's definitely going in our OMG category for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a late category for OMG. Before we get to the Survivor Series and then get up out of here, we got the brackets for AEW Continental Classic that is going down starting tomorrow for Thanksgiving Eve of Dynamite. Are you gonna watch it? Because I ain't gonna hold you. I may watch it. I may not. Because I'm gonna be kicking it with the family, so it's like, will I watch it? Maybe.
If I'm not on the road, possibly. We'll see. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah, I might. So the brackets were officially revealed. For those of you who don't know, it's like a gold league. It's basically a Robin rounds type of tournament. The winners will face in the finals at World's End for the Continental Championship. Yeah, it's a lot of titles. Yeah, we've been over this. For the Blue League, which is going to include the reigning Continental Champion, that is Kazuchika Okada. It will be Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, Mark Briscoe, Shelton, Benjamin, and the Beast Mortos.
So Benjamin.
For the gold brackets, we will have Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli, Will Ospreay, Ricochet, Brody King, and Juice Robinson of the Bang Bang Gang.
Okay, this ain't too bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Compared to last year, the brackets are the field doesn't look too shabby.
Yeah, this is I can see a lot of good bangers in there. One thing I always liked about this Continental Classic, I mean, it doesn't have a long history yet, but what I'm saying is what I've always liked about it is you find out which wrestlers have chemistry with each other through this thing. You know, some it's like, yeah, y'all don't really gel that well. Y'all put on bangers together like every single time. So like, I'm intrigued, especially with my boy Shelton in that thing.
No, I saw a mixed bag. So I saw some people, they was like, "Yo, why is some people?" Because half of the field is pretty much the same people. as last year. But I mean, what can you do?
Well, they did say that was going to happen. Like some people were going to get re-invitations. They did mention something about that.
Yeah, so it's like that's why I don't understand. It's just people who just have short-term memory or just choose to be upset. For tomorrow, we have Darby Allin versus Brody King.
And rivalry renewed.
Okay. Rivalry renewed, so I'm rocking with that one. We have Mark Briscoe versus Shelton Benjamin for the Blue League. So that have they wrestled in Ring of Honor? Because I know they was in Ring of Honor at the same time as a tag team.
I doubt it, brother.
Have we seen the world's greatest tag team in the Briscoes?
I don't think so. But I didn't watch a lot of. I didn't watch a lot of Ring of Honor back then, so I wouldn't.
That makes sense. Sure. The Briscoes. Luckily, there's Google versus world's greatest tag team. Were they world greatest tag team?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yep, they faced each other. It was what year was this? This looks like this looks like Game On Extreme. Hold on. Oh no. I got School Boot. Yeah, they've wrestled. Yeah, they've wrestled. It was Charles House and Sheldon Benjamin at Ring of Honor. It was just on the anniversary show.
Oh.
It was the 9th anniversary show, like 13 years ago.
Jeez.
So it's been a while. Okay. I had to go to Google for that. I'm like, I could have sworn I've seen them wrestle before, but it's been a while. So I already know. I feel like Shelton is probably going to be on a mission for this one. Mm-hmm. So we're definitely going to see someone. And then we're going to see for the Gold League again, we're going to see Ricochet versus Claudio Castagnoli.
Oh, okay. Well,
so it's looking like we're going to be seeing a lot of what I'm trying to say. A lot of like I feel like this Continental Classic is going to carry majority of TV time.
Yep, it definitely is, and I'm not mad at it. You know, hey, let's just get some good wrestling and hopefully some storytelling in between. But yeah,
and the last 2 matches that were announced for Collision that will be taped. I think they're going to be taped and it's going to go at 4 Eastern time on Saturday before Survivor Series. It's going to be champion versus champion, Okada versus Daniel Garcia. And this will be, and I think we're going to have Juice Robinson versus Will Ospreay.
Oh my goodness!
So we're gonna have a solid. That's what I'm saying. The Continental Classic match wise is going to be very, very interesting. Who do you feel like is going all the way? Like just off the top of the cuff? Like what's your determined final? Because I believe it's gold versus blue. So what's your determined final? I feel like it's gonna be Okada versus probably Ricochet.
Let me see that golden bracket again. Or I'm sorry, the blue bracket.
I got you. You got the blue bracket. You got Okada, Fletcher, Garcia, Briscoe, Benjamin, and the Beast Mortis.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm going with Fletcher. We just talked about that with him and Momentum. I think this is that moment that carries him. Like, remember when Swerve was in this thing and Swerve was basically protected up until that point of like him and Moxley fought, and then after that he kept winning. Kyle Fletcher's he's your Swerve Strickland in this.
So you think Kyle's gonna be in the finals for the blue, and then for the gold you got Allen, Castagnoli, Ospreay, Ricochet, King, and Robinson.
This might be. I ain't gonna hold you. This might be the moment where Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher cross paths one more time.
So you're predicting an Ospreay and Fletcher final.
I think they might run it back in the finals where something's on the line.
I'm interested to see how they would take the title off of Okada, because keep in mind, if he does not make it to the final, he is automatically no longer champion. So this could be an interesting way to protect him without having him to lose the title. But then again, he can just run it back and be like, I never really lost that. I just got eliminated.
Yeah. I mean, why not?
So, hey man, I'm intrigued with this for sure, and that's pretty much our initial thoughts on the Continental Classic. Like I'm hoping this can knock it out of the park as far as in-ring wise for the actual show, and then let's hopefully we have something to talk about over on here as we wrap up our time together for this year on this show, as well as the Public Enemies podcast, because I know for sure we'll be continuing to cover the entire Continental Classic over there for sure. And speaking of shows, before we get up out of here, it's time for us to give our preview and predictions for Survivor Series 2024 War Games. It will be 5 matches this year.
Surprise, surprise. 5. That's Triple H's favorite number.
Depending on, I expect 5 for real, because they might end up, one of them going to be a brawl. I don't trust this man.
I think a 6 match gets added, which then makes it the brawl.
What would be the 6th match? Because they already made Cody and KO for Saturday night's main event, so they just basically skipped this entire pay-per-view with Cody.
I'd have to get back to you on that one, brother. I'm still kind of thinking that. I ain't gonna lie to you. My brain ain't fully functioning yet, but it's all good.
It's all good. But I guess we can just go ahead and start with the non-War Games matches, and the first one is for the World Heavyweight Championship. It will be Damian Priest getting his rematch against the Ring General Gunther. What is your thoughts on how they've been building this match? Because I've been seeing a lot of mixed bags. Some people are not really feeling Damian Priest being this threat against someone the caliber of Gunther. I've been on the fence of, I understand where they're going with this. They want to make sure, like, Gunther's confidence has been rocked ever since losing to Cody. So it would make sense for them to use this match as him to finally regaining that confidence. But I've been seeing a lot of people not really a fan of him being taken out so easily by Damian Priest during this build.
Yeah. I like, too early for Gunther, even though it's telling a story and unpeeling layers to his character. Give me Gunther to take that one kind of by a landslide.
Oh yeah, for sure. I just had to write it down, but yeah, for sure. Because I'm like, it's a given he's not losing that title anytime soon. But I don't mind this build that they've been telling with Gunther. So next match we have, it is for that was just added on Raw, is for the Intercontinental Championship. Is a triple threat. It'll be Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser versus Sheamus. Did you see Braun nearly decapitate himself, his sternum on that spear to the announce table? I said, what the fuck?
Hardest part of the table, too. Not gimmicked, folks. That's
the table
real.
Moved.
And the table's like, why you coming to me, Brian? You want these problems. Now I got to hurt you. You know?
But he no-sold it, so he pretty much, I know he felt it afterwards, but he basically brushed it off.
Yeah, man, I heard. That's all I was just like, oh. Yeah, I got Braun retaining that one. It's kind of easy, you know. He's going to retain that one and keep his dominance going.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody else wins it. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they use this as a way to give Sheamus that one title he never won. Just to throw a curveball, and he pins Ludwig and keep Braun without taking the pin, and then they run it back. But then I would feel some type of way, because it would be a scenario where it's like, if Braun loses this title again, he should not get a rematch.
Nah, I agree.
It's a case that he should finally move up.
Dang.
Because you're going to risk the chance of him running into a cycle like, oh, he has the title. He retains the title a couple of times, then he loses it, and then he regains it, and he's stuck doing the same thing over and over again.
Story of his life, boy. Ever since he joined NXT, it's been that same pattern.
So yeah, but yeah, for sure, Braun to retain this championship. The next match we got is for the United States Championship. It is Shinsuke Nakamura with the Kane face paint when he first unmasked versus LA Knight.
Okay.
I'm going with. This is a situation where I feel like this might not be a clean finish because I feel like Nakamura just returned. Did he really bring? Did they really bring him back just to lose?
You'd be surprised, brother.
But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if he just lose. So I'm still going with LA Knight to retain.
Yeah, you and me both, brother. I'm taking LA Knight to retain that thing. Kind of easy.
Yeah, a lot of this entire card is pretty somewhat predictable for the non-War Games matches. I've noticed that. We can start off with the Women's War Games match. Originally, it was going to be Team Bianca, Jade, Rhea, Io, Naomi versus Liv, Nia, Tiffany, Raquel, and Candice. But like we mentioned, Jade is no longer medically cleared for the storyline, the whodunit. So replacing her will be none other than Bayley. And the babyfaces have the team advantage after Bayley pinned Nia Jax on Raw. So this can go one of two ways. The super team, that being Bianca, Jade, Bayley, Io, and Naomi, just wins by default, or they can actually give the heels give them something, because it ain't looking good on paper for the bad guys.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But as far as my pick, I'm just gonna go off left field, off the cuff with this one. I feel like Team Liv is gonna win this one.
That's an interesting take. I do smell a rat somewhere. Somewhere on one of these teams, there's a rat, and I feel it coming. Somebody's.
I feel like the rat on the heel side would be definitely Tiffany, and the rat on the babyface side, I can definitely see.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
That's the reason. I think that's another reason why I said Team Liv. Because I feel like it's going to be a rat.
So Liv is just going to ride that momentum some more of her incredible year. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not mad at it, brother. I'll go that same route for the heck of it. I'll go that route.
But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if whoever pins Liv or Nia gets a title match at Saturday Night's Main Event. Either way, I need.
Dang, bro.
Yeah,
they stumped me with this one. I'm intrigued because between that whodunit situation and then Bianca's beef with Bayley, even though it looked like she's starting to trust her a little bit after what we saw on Friday. I don't know, dog. This is gonna be tricky. But somebody feel deception, disgrace coming that way, brother.
We are the people.
My boy knew it. Hey, I knew he caught on. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I had to hit you with that one time. Oh, man. Disgrace.
Oh, man. The last match is the men's War Games match. It'll be Team Original Bloodline versus Team New Bloodline. Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, Bronson Reed, the Tongans versus Roman, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk.
Wow. Man, this is
definitely main event, by the way, for y'all, so y'all don't know.
Give me the new Bloodline.
You feeling that way too?
Yeah, because number one, the Good Guys team ain't really getting along, and they didn't get along Monday. They probably ain't gonna get along Friday.
And they're gonna do a face-off, well, not a face-off, a sit-down between Roman and Punk on SmackDown before Survivor Series. So ain't no telling how that's gonna go.
And I think because of the outside factor of this little love triangle, I feel like Seth Rollins is gonna find a way to be heard too. So I feel an F finish coming. That's gonna allow, and it has nothing to do with the Bloodline getting this F finish, but just the individual that has the reasoning for doing it. So, yeah.
And I also see, because I feel like Jacob's probably going to win the team advantage on SmackDown. So they're going to be outnumbered regardless. Yeah. One thing about the OG Bloodline, when you actually take your fandom away and actually pay attention, Roman hasn't apologized. He just got lucked into everybody coming around because the new Bloodline has been screwing him over. So it's like, and then Roman, he's still struggling with not trying to be the dictator. He has to treat everybody as equals. And then we got the Punk factor. You know, Punk ain't taking no bullshit.
None, bro. None.
So it's like if Roman crossed too many lines, you thought Jay gave Roman a warning. If he crossed the line with Punk, Punk just gonna walk out that cage and just go on backstage. Like, you know what, fuck y'all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I just feel an F finish coming, and I think yet again the 2.0 T-Move Bloodline with a Dollar General Bloodline, Dollar Tree, whatever y'all want to call it. It's about to catch another devil.
I don't think nobody should call them that no more. They've actually been entertaining.
They have, especially Solo's crazy.
Once he stopped being Roman Jr. and just being himself.
It look like he being himself now based off them facial expressions he do all the time and them little antics to him. Like Tribal Chief would never.
Nope. And that's the beauty of it. It's like he's not trying to replace Roman. And by being Roman, he's trying to replace Roman by being better than Roman. So there's so many ways that they can go with this story, and it's like I am highly intrigued with what they got going on. So I feel like across the board, we pretty much got the same picks. We both picked Gunther, we both picked Braun, we both picked LA Knight, we both picked Team Liv because it's a rat on the babyface side. Even though I still feel like it should have been a standard traditional tag team elimination match, but it is what it is. And the new Bloodline, because something is definitely going to squander the OG Bloodline winning, and it's going to prolong this story into the new year. So for those of you who thought the Bloodline story was going to end,
remember the innings. Remember the innings.
We're on like the 500 inning. So we're not ending no time soon. So but with that is our predictions for Survivor Series War Games 2024, and that is our show, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Like I said, we're on the road to 100 episodes. This is episode 98. Next we will be 99, and then we will be on 100. 100. We appreciate you guys rocking with us for this show. If you haven't already, make sure you guys scan that QR code, subscribe to the podcast to show your support, download it. Make sure you guys check out Hi-Lite Real, Hi-Lite Life, HILITE Life. Make sure you guys check out OTS Media Co. Our boy Derek is always over there cooking with what he got going over there. Yes, make sure you guys check out Public Enemies podcast this Thursday. I will not this Thursday, tomorrow. They will be going live tomorrow for pre-Thanksgiving. I will be literally not at my desk, so I will not be on air, but I will definitely be in my place. Will be our boy Cujo. He will be the fourth man for this week. and they definitely got some stuff to talk about. They're definitely going to give their takes on the Continental Classic. They're going to give their takes on the Ricky Stark situation, the New Day, Survivor Series, all that good stuff. And make sure you guys catch us for the post show on Saturday after Survivor Series. I would definitely be back in time for that, but we would definitely be cooking with a lot of content going forward. And then the end of the year awards, I would definitely try my best to get the poll up for the end of the year awards for 2 weeks. We will definitely put the list up so you guys can submit your own. Like, we're not going to give you any options. It's up to you to submit. And there's no options, then we're just going to can the whole category and just move forward. But the end of the year awards goes down on episode 100, and we're likely going to start early for episode 100 so we can. We're looking at it's still TBD. We might go at the same time as NXT, so we might start at 8, or we might start at 8:30. But we're definitely going earlier than we did tonight. But yeah, make sure you guys hit your boy up at It's Gresh, AO It's Gresh everywhere else. And with that being said, you guys stay safe out here in these streets, and remember to always eat, sleep, flex, and repeat. Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy family, friends, and just try to stay safe out here.
Yes.
But we out. Y'all be breezy.
Time to get some turkey.